Every time I look at this painting, I think to myself, I'd like the sky to be a little more cheerful. And so with that, I'm going to add a little bit of ultramarine blue and titanium white with a majority of the color being the titanium white. And that's kind of like a tinting mixture. And you see how it just all of a sudden beautifully illuminates the sky. Now what was on there before was titanium white mixed with the olive green. And the thought that I had when I did it was that I wanted the sky to be more a reflection of the forest colors, but in retrospect now, every time I look at this painting, I feel like it just wants a new vibrance. And so vibrance is what it's going to get. Now there is a clump of trees over here off in the distance. That's good for our kind of a depth of field, to feel like, the painting has got some depth to it. And a twisty tree here that's bent back in the breeze. That's okay. It's a little bit of a breezy day today here in my backyard painting area. We might have a little squirrel drop in on us. Got a few of them around here. Saw a blue jay this morning. In fact, I saw 2 blue jays. Have you ever noticed how blue jays are kind of, well, they're beautiful birds, but boy, they have a squawky kind of a disposition. They're not nice, let's put it that way. And they don't have a beautiful song like many of the songbirds that come around my yard here each day, each morning. I have a beautiful relationship with the birds because I feed them and they come around. That's about the extent of how it goes. The contract basically says if I keep my feeder full and put lots of bread scraps out and seeds and what have you, well, they'll come around and they'll entertain me every day. And they're pretty good at keeping up the bargain. You see how nice and cheerful that looks compared to the gloomy green over there. I don't know what I was thinking before, but and this is a very simple brush that I got. I think at Curry's or somewhere years ago, back when you could go to a Curry's locally. Now you have to do it all online. So I shop at the store that is local. I miss my local Curry's when I could just go over there and pick up a canvas and paintbrush and some paints and just go home. Spend the rest of my day painting. Whatever happened, eh? Now I'm going to bring that sky down into the forest just a little bit. It's an oil painting, so we can paint over some elements. But just to increase the presence of that cheerfulness. I'll just trim that tree back a little bit. Isn't it neat when we're artists, we're kind of an arborist as well. We can sort of shape the forest, shape the trees, and shape the foliage any way we want to. And I really like the way this one is starting to come together here. It feels good. And I think that I'll just drop a little of that sky into the trees down here so that you can just feel like you can see through the tree line a bit. See, that kind of gives us a view through the forest to the sky beyond. That's nice too. And now I'm going to get my detail brush. That's this little one here, and this one I got at Michael's, and their labels are a little bit hard to peel off, so I don't bother peeling it all off. I just take off whatever I can. But this is a number see what it says here. It doesn't say. Well, it's about a number 1 or something like that. But in keeping with that more cheerful sky, I also wanted to just drop in some green that kind of into the trees that's a little more cheerful than, well, the olive green that I have in here is beautiful and I like it okay, but you know, the forest has shades, just like my trees off in the distance over there. You know, this is my yard if anyone wants to know. It's a nice quiet little place, except for when those airplanes go over. And there goes one now, right on cue. And I have this great little zone back here, and I call it the forest. It is a forest. And the animals come back here, and I get all kinds of them, from chippies to squirrels and you name it. Even the occasional little coyote comes through. We've got a red fox that's made his way through here a few times. You see just these little touches of lighter green. It's not much, and it's not meant to overwhelm or change the whole look of the painting. It's just a little accent that kind of brings light down into the lower regions of the painting. And you can tell I worked on this before because there's my name already signed, so that's a good thing. I don't have to put that on this time. It's already done. Now, when you go with these lighter greens like this, they're very powerful, and they tend to be really overwhelming if you do too much of it. And so I want to make sure that I just drop them in as like little accents like this. You see? Because you, the viewer, your mind will take over and fill in the rest of the details. It's an old trick that artists employ, which basically suggests that we put in the little hints of reality, and because your mind is so conditioned, you know exactly what the forest looks like, so your brain will just take over and fill in the rest of the gaps. And that suits me just fine here too, because, well, a painting for me is never about all of the details. It's about the subtleties of suggestion. An artist's brush simply puts down the impressions that they had when they were in the place, and they allow you, the viewer, to finish it in your own beautiful mind. And the mind is a beautiful thing. Well, when it works properly, unlike mine sometimes. Doesn't always work the way I'd like it to. We are heading into October. My goodness. Where did September go? I'm looking forward to the colors of autumn and getting out there and taking photographs with my cameras and then making paintings of them. That's my process anyway. How do we like this so far? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear your comments. And I don't profess to be the smartest artist around, so if you have better ideas, think there's ways that I could make it better, well, just say so. It feels so much nicer already. It's just a beautiful painting. I mean, we've got tamaracks mixed in with pines, and we've got some big old, big old trunks going on here to the branches that are way above us. And then the rocks down below. I love this little scene. It just makes me feel like, it sounds kind of weird, but it just makes me feel like kicking off my shoes. And just sitting there on the rocks and bathing in the light. Feel the warmth of sunlight on those rocks. And I'm going to just put a little bit of sunlight on them here. Another beautiful thing about being an artist is our ability to manipulate this whole situation and make it appear just the way we want it to be. Now, I think this painting feels really good the way it is, and I'm pleased with where it's come from, where it was. And I think that's a good time to call it a done painting. Got some beautiful clouds coming overhead here, and it'll be great to paint something from that scene, so I'll prepare for that, and perhaps we'll post another video. But if you've enjoyed this video, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe so that others can enjoy and watch with you and learn about what Robert McAfee's doing today. If you're on Facebook and X, or Twitter as I still like to call it, don't forget to share with others and press the follow button. That way we can get together again next time. So, we'll see you next time right here on Robert McAfee Painting Live. Have a good day, everyone.